Good evening, all. Murali Mohan, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Sushmita.
Hello.
Good evening.
You can start the session now.
Yes, Sushmita. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening, all. Could you please confirm? Are you guys able to hear me? My voice is loud and clear.
Yes, it is audible.
Good evening. I see the couple of responses in the chat. Yeah. So before I gonna start, let me introduce myself. Myself, Murali Mohan here. I'm working as a senior DevOps engineer with one of the MNC companies. I have 9+ years of experience into IT. I work with the different MNC organizations where I started my career as a web developer. After that, I just switched to a cloud. Then I just moved on to the DevOps. And currently, we are handling their projects in DevOps and SRE and IDL service now. This is the platform where I'm just currently working. I'm associated with this XLR from last, I can say, 2.5 years. I have delivered the couple of batches. I'm very happy to see you all. I heard about you guys are pursuing your BTech second year and third year, right? So before I just start my session, I just wanted to hear from you guys, what is the purpose you guys are here so that it is easy for me to pitch up and we can start our session. Okay. Anyone can voluntarily introduce yourself and tell about something, why you are here and what you're going to learning about this, the 5 hours, the session's all about DevOps. And which colleges you guys from? Can anyone voluntarily unmute and you can talk?
Students, you have an access to unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself and talk it.
You guys are thinking like this is a sleeping time. Why you are disturbing? It is 9:15. You guys thinking like that? No, these sessions are very helpful, you guys. It will give you some insights about the DevOps. Before we're gonna start, I just wanted to talk someone. Yes, go ahead. I see Shashidhar is on mute. Yes, go ahead, Shashidhar. Define, I think he's has some issues. Yes, go ahead. Your voices are not audible. You can mute yourself. I can go with the next participant. Yes, go ahead. Is there anyone voluntarily can talk? Yes, Aditya. You can see Aditya Sri Sai. He has 4 names. Aditya, Sri, and Sai. Yes, Vamsi, you are. I see you're unmute yourself and you wanted to say something here. Okay, fine. I hope no one is ready to talk. Fine. Let me share my screen. I'll talk about the what is our objective and why we are here, and we'll start our session. Okay. I'm just going to 1 second. Yes. So in today's session, the basically we're going to talk about the what is DevOps. That's what the today's session, and why DevOps and what is DevOps lifecycle. That is what is our today's objective, and we'll try to understand about first of all what is DevOps. Please, you guys, when you're joining, please mute yourself. Okay, that's fine. I muted everyone. Before I just gonna start my session, I just wanted to put the couple of questions in front of you guys. So you guys are pursuing the BTech like third year, I can say second year, or some of the students who might be studying the final year, right? I just wanted to ask the couple of questions. So what you guys know about the software industry or IT industry? What basically you have idea about IT industry? Can anyone answer this question? My question is very clear. My question is, what is an IT industry or what is a software industry? That is my question. Yes, any answers from anyone? See, my session should be interactive. I don't want to be talking in one-way communications. I don't like that. You guys feel free to unmute yourself and we can talk. You have the access. It is a very basic, the questions which I'm just asking about to grab your attention, or I want to know about actually what exactly the software state is all about. See, you once you're done with your BTech or BE, whether you are studying C, like in EC, or whether you're studying whatever the what is your from which branch you are studying, or the main motive object is to become a software engineer, software developer, the software tester. The different kind of roles will be having, right? So what you guys know about the IT industry all about that my question is all about. Deepti, yes. Do you have any idea of it? Deepti or Ankita? I thought of you guys are very active because you guys from the BTech engineering background. I expected more responses, but now I don't see any response from anyone. Hemant, okay. Let's talk about first of all. We'll start discussing about the from the scratch, and we'll see. Because you may get the bandwidth issues. Sometimes you may get the voice breaks. Again, I'll command the video when we are done with the sessions. If you have any questions, I'll take up over there. Fine. Yes. So first, let's start discussing about the first what is a DevOps. So before you're discussing about the what is DevOps, I wanted to explain about how DevOps came into the market. How DevOps came into the market because when you look at this market right now in the IT industry, if we go to anywhere, if we browse in a Facebook, if we browse in LinkedIn, if we browse in Instagram, if you browse in any of the social media platform, everywhere you frequently hear about the cloud computing. You're going to hear about the cloud computing, and you're hearing about the like in DevOps. You're going to hearing about the SRE. You are going to hearing about the platform engineering. What is platform engineering? Because these are the trending right now in the market. So along with this machine learning, along with the like robotics, whatever it may be, but there's the most the common term or buzzword which you're frequently hearing about the cloud computing and DevOps, SRE, site reliability engineering, all these things. Because many of the people are going to get the huge amount of package, because I know that many people are going to hire you guys as a freshers in a companies called as like for example Capgemini, Accenture, TCS. They're going to train you guys on the DevOps. So before you're going to go for the campus placements, you should learning about all these things so that it is easy for us to crack the interviews. So let's try to understand about first what is DevOps and how the DevOps came into the market. So my first point is nothing but the first right understanding about what is meant by software. See, software, it is nothing but an application, right? When I talk about software, it is nothing but application. See, for example, when you go to restaurant, for example, if I'm going with the restaurant, let's metropolitan cities like Bangalore or Hyderabad, or if we go to small cities or small towns, where some restaurants are very popular, where you are going to get some a bit, I would say, tasty dishes. Like for example, if I want to go to Bangalore, the restaurant called as let's for example Empire, the who is from AP state, or the belongs to the TS Telangana or AP state. They basically like to love to eat the spices, right? So that we have a restaurant called as a Kruzinga restaurant. See, whenever you go to Kruzinga restaurant, the first, I mean to say the servant, I can say that the serving manager or someone is going to approach you. They will ask about what is your order. So you have the menu card where you can able to see the items like, non-veg items like, veg items where we have a different kind of items. So when we have the items, we have to pick the item. See, immediately what we'll do that the manager is going to take it like a tab, and that they're going to make a note like what you are going to ordering here. See, for example, if we take this Zomato is an application, right? So everybody is aware about the Zomato application. So whenever you would like to order something in like in online, the basically we do prefer the Zomato or Uber Eats, or you go to any of the restaurant application. See, when you look at this Zomato here, when I type the command called zomato.com, the URL, you are going to get the Zomato official website. Now here we have to choose the location. Where are you from? Whether you are from the Hyderabad, you are from the Bangalore, or you are from the Mumbai, or you are from the which location or which city you are from. See, whenever you are going to choose the location, for example, if I just go here I am going to select the location. For example, I just stay in a Bangalore location. Okay. So when I go to Bangalore location here, we just need to mention about which location you're from. See, the moment when you just hit the enter, what will happen? This is going to to the Bangalore location. See, but you don't know what is happening in a backend, right? See, when it comes here, we are going to get different, like, dining, order online. We have different places you're going to get, like, if you take the Hyderabad, you're going to get the Jubilee Hills, you're going to get Gachibowli or Banjara Hills, the Kondapur, Madhapur. This all the places in a Hyderabad location. Like that, there is some action which is going to be happening So when you talk about when you just take something, it is called as any kind of application like Zomato. This is what we can call as application. See, in general terms, when you want to understanding about what is mean by application, here we have to understand about one point. Yeah. So when you talk about application, application is nothing but a set of programs. Application is nothing but the set of programs. Now, who is going to write the programs? How the application is going to build? See, you might heard about the subject called as the software engineering, right? In the software engineering, there is something it is called software development lifecycle. See, who is going to provide this requirement? See, first we have to understanding about what is a client. See, client is a person who is having a requirement of the software. They are going to approach some companies as TCS, some companies called as a Capgemini. There are some companies call it as you take the Dell, you take the HP here. So you take any kind of application here, every application is going to deliver by software options, right? So let's, for example, you just take the XLR. See, every organization has the clients. So whenever I talk about the client, see, client it is nothing but who is going to provide the requirement. That person can be a client. For example, I have the client called it as a SB is my client. SB means State Bank of India. So I hope everyone aware about the the State Bank of India. So the State Bank of India, they're going to approach to TCS organization. They're trying to ask, I need application. Which application they need here? They need something. It is called as banking. Yeah. So whenever we have the requirement, so when we just go to the software application, it is nothing but set up programs. Now we are talking about who is the client. Client is nothing but who is having a requirement. That person, what we can call client. See, we have the SBI. SBI is nothing but State Bank of India. Now they're going to approach TCS organization. They require the banking application. Now, who is going to develop the banking application? The banking application is going to deliver by the Tata Consultancy Services. So you might heard about it in campus, right? Where they're going to come to the campus hirings, they're going to hire a lot of people as a software developer, software interns. So there are the many people, okay? So when we go with the State Bank of India, they require something it is called as a banking application. Now TCS is going to take over this application. Now who is going to agree to TCS? TCS take over to develop the application. So the moment when the TCS got the project, they are going to develop this State Bank of India banking application. See, the primary requirement of the banking application, I want my customers can able to create the bank accounts. It may be savings account, it may be current account, it may be personal account. See, whenever they would like to create any of the bank account, they should not go to the bank. They can create all the bank accounts from the online it is. So if I type the sbi.com, they can log into the website. They can able to provide all the details, what the requirement which is going to provide SBI, and they have to create account. Now, this kind of features, like whenever they want to perform transactions, like they want to transfer the amount or they wanted to purchase something to the online, to the net internet banking. So all these operations they have to perform by using this application. That is my requirement. Now, when we have this requirement, how this requirement is going to taken forward by the TCS organization, how you are going to implement this application. That is how we have a big question. So how you are going to implement this application. That's what we have to understand about the that is the biggest question with everyone. So whenever you want to develop application, whenever you want to develop any kind of application, see it may be Zomato application, it may be Flipkart application, it may be Amazon application, or it may be SBI application or ICICI Bank application. See, all these are applications, they but softwares, right? See, when you just go to any of the website, say for example, if you go to flipkart.com, you might aware about what is Flipkart, what is Amazon, what is Myntra, what is Misho, because everybody using mobile phones, everybody have Flipkart applications, and everybody is the Flipkart application, right? Say, for example, whenever you would like to select any product, if you are decide to purchase from the online, so you're going to choose this product. For example, you see that the immediately you're going to have something. It is called add to cart or buy now. Whenever I click on the buy now here, we can see it is taking it takes to me to my payment gateway, where I can able to select my address and where I can able to provide my look at here. I can able to set my address and we can able to go with order summary or we can go with the payment options. These are the different options which we are having right now. Okay. Now, whenever you want to develop this kind of applications, how it is possible? What are the steps we have to follow it up? That's where we have to focus more on it is. So I'll take 5 minutes. I'll explain about what is the background. Then we'll drag the conclusion. What is the need of the DevOps is basically, and how the DevOps is going to work. That we'll discuss about it. Okay. I'm fine. We are good to go now. We'll see that how the application is going to implement. See, any organization, whenever they want to develop any application, and you take any kind of application or you take any organizations like TCS, Capgemini, Dell, or SBI, you take any kind of the like bank, whatever it may be company. So we have to first I had to understand about what is mean by SDLC. See, SDLC stands for the software development life cycle. See, what is exactly mean by the software development life cycle? So you know about what is SDLC, but here we have to understand in different perspective and different angles how this SDLC is going to work for us. So in SDLC, there are 6 phases we have. The first one is nothing but requirements gathering. This is nothing but requirements gathering. This is my first phase. See, what is meant by requirements gathering? See, for example, sorry, uh, when you go the requirements gathering, the first we have to understand about what is meant by requirements gathering. Why the requirements gathering is required it is. Okay, the first let's try to understand about how we are going to implement this requirements gathering over here. For example, you decided to prepare a biryani. Okay, when you decide to prepare a biryani, what you do first of all, you are going to first list down and make a note of the what is the customer expectations. For example, you got a contract where you are going to prepare a biryani for a function for the 100 people. So first you're going to sit down and you're going to thinking about the what are the different kind of like a list of the items we required, how many kgs of like rice we required, the how many kgs of chicken we required, how many kgs of masala we required, how many kgs of oil you required. So you are going to gather the all the items. You're going to make a note on the paper and you'll go to the shop. You are giving to the paper. You go to collect all the items. The same thing, whenever you before you are going to before you are going to develop any kind of application, the first we have to go the requirements gathering. So here you are going to talk to the client. You're going to join as a software developer or you're going to join a software tester. Any organization before they start develop the application, these are the things is the primary requirements which we can do that. See, first we are going to gather all the requirements from the client. Now, who is the client right now? The client is a SBI. So we are going to talk to the SBI people and we're going to collect all the other requirements. So yesterday we got one project where we had deployed the application in the cloud. So we asked them like, what are the different types of programming languages you guys are using? So that I can decide that which kind of tools I can able to automate for your application. The same way, whenever you're going to talk to the client, we should understanding about the what are the different types of requirements they have. And we are trying to collect all the requirements and you're going to prepare the one documentation. That documentation, what we can call it as the software requirement, the specification document. I think you guys are gonna do that a small project, right? Like mini project, major project on BTech. So whenever you're going to meet your guide, when you say project is done, they'll ask where is the documentation for the project. The same thing here we are going to prepare something. It is called as a SRS documentation, nothing but the software requirement specification document. See, once you prepare this SRS documentation, then you are going to prepare something. It is called as a design phase. What is mean by design? For example, you are going to construct a house, right? You are going to plan a construct a house. You have 1 acre land where you want to build beautiful villa where it contains 2 bedrooms, one hall, one kitchen, where we are going to keep some space for the playground, like playing cricket with the friends or kids. So you have to plan for the swimming pool. Like that, you have different dreams. So you are going to approach a architect where you are going to explain all the details like this is my requirement. I need a plan for this. So architect, when I talk about civil engineer, we have a civil architect team. See, in the civil architect team, they are going to discussing about with you, collect all the details, and they're going to prepare a blueprint of the house. So same way, when it comes to the software industry, we have a design phase or we have a design team. This team, what we can call it as a UI or UX team. The basically what they will do that they are going to prepare blueprint of the application. This is what basically we have to understanding about what exactly mean by the design team will do that. See, we have a design team where we have UX engineers. They are going to prepare the blueprint of the application. They will design each and every page of the application. If you take the Flipkart application, they will design the home page first, how the home page looks like, and everything they are going to design whatever you require. So when you go to Zomato application, they will design what are the fields which we can able to keep in a home page. Okay, like that they are going to prepare the first home page, then login page, then cart page, then payment page. So they are going to prepare the each and every page of the application. That is what basically they will do the design team. See, once we have done with the design, there is something it is called as a development phase. What do you mean by development phase here? Here we have something it is called as a software development team. The software development team responsibilities are, see, whatever the requirements we got from the client, we have to understand those requirements, and then we have to design this complete application, and we have to go with the software development team. See, the software development team, what they will do that the software development team is basically going to develop the application here. See, whenever you just go to software development team, the software development team, they are going to use some programming languages. They might use the Java, they might use the Python, or they might use the R programming languages. They may use Go languages here. So they are going to write they are going to understanding about the different programming languages. So when they are going to understanding about different programming languages, so based on that, what they will do that they are going to develop the software application. That's what the basically software development team will do that. So whenever you go with the software development team, this is what actually software development team will do that. So now the software development team will understanding about the requirement as per the design, what they got from the team. Based on that, they'll write a program. Based on that, they'll write a program. See, for example, if I design the login page, okay. See, when I just go to here, see, every application has something it is called as a login page, right? See, when I go to here, click on the logout from my Flipkart account. So whenever you would like to log in back into the account, see, it is going to asking about the enter the mobile number and request OTP it is. So whenever you enter the mobile number, that request has to send to the particular mobile. It has to generate the OTP. It is also activity, right? How it is going to generate OTP? Because we have written small program where this action has to be do that. Who is going to do that? See, when you just go to the web page, when you click on this, any of the web page, okay, click on here, we can see there is something, it is called inspect. So when you just go to here, when right click and we can see there is something it called inspect. So when you look at my screen, there is something it is called source code. This is whatever you see that everything it is called source code. This is what use the programming languages. It is a front-end technology like HTML, CSS, and they might use the Bootstrap. They have used different programming languages to create this particular page. This is what exactly we have to understanding about the how the software development team is going to write the develop the application. Now they'll write the programs, they'll write the different application they're going to implement. Now, when the software development team is done, then we have to go with the testing here. See, what is meant by testing here? Testing is very simple. See, for example, you are going for a mobile shop where you are going to plan for a purchase an iPhone. Okay. So before you go to the mobile purchase, what we'll do that you have some idea like what features having iPhone and everything you have some idea. When you go to the nearest shop and before you are going to pay amount or token advance to the shopkeeper, what you do that you're going to use the demo piece where in the demo piece they are going to spend or they're going to set up there for the a testing purpose how this screen is looks like what kind of application which contains initially in the phone what features contains the iPhone 15 like that you are going to check with the demo phase, right? The same thing we'll do that. See, testing is have two purposes. One is nothing but I want to check whether my software development team meet the client requirements or not. See, for example, if I ask the client requirement is request send OTP, but if I implement the username password, that is doesn't bother about my client. Client is looking for the only send request OTP. So testing team is always read the documentations. They will understand about what is your requirement. The testing team is basically they will check whether we are, I'm going to say, whether we are meeting, whether we are meeting client requirements or not. Client requirements or not. This is the first option we have to understand. See whether we are meeting the client requirements or not. That is the first point about the testing team. The second point, when the software development team develop the application, so they have done any mistake or not. They have done any mistake. So they are going to test the application. Yeah, they are going to test the application. They are going to check whether application is working properly or not. Say, for example, if I just go to this application, if I entered my mobile phone number, for example, 8556789 654. So when I enter this phone number, it has to, when I click on the request OTP, that OTP has to come to this particular mobile number. That means then that code, whatever they have written there, it is working successfully. Same thing will do that. So whenever you're trying to provide the mobile number, it has to send the OTP to the OTP to a particular mobile number so that you will understanding about how the application is going to work. So that is the same kind of functionality which going to develop, which going to test by the software testing team. So that is what basically testing team will do that. Now, when you just go to the fifth step, deployment. See, what is my deployment here? What are the application which we have tested? This application has to install on the server. Okay. So what is my server here? Server is a high configuration computer. So I hope you know about it. High configuration computer. That is what we can call server here. See, we have a requirements gathering team, design team, software development team, testing team, and deployment team. Now, so when you just go to here, high configuration computer, right? So this is nothing but where we can able to install the software. For example, if you want to install the Eclipse IDE on your local machine, what you will do that, or any of the software which you want to install, you'll go to the Google and you're going to download and you're going to install it. Same thing, whenever you are going to hit a flipkart.com or amazon.in, from where you are getting response. That's what we have to understand. See, you are getting response from the server it is. See, if you just look at the URL, it is https://www.amazon.com. There is the URL of the application. Now, how we are getting the response here? This application already running in a server. This application already running in a server. So that is the reason only you are able to access this application over there. So when you look at my screen, this is what exactly how we have to deploy the application. Deployment is very, very crucial part for us because if we don't install the application in the server, my customers are not able to access my application. See, for example, if the Flipkart is down for 1 hour or ICICI Bank down server is down for 10 hours, you think about it, what will happen? There are some crores of rupees are going to be lost. So that is what, if you don't want to lost, you don't want to get the application downtime, how you are going to manage that application, that is all about the DevOps. So you'll come to that point. Right now, once we deploy the application, we have to go with the maintenance. What is meant by maintenance here? If the customers are going to face any problems, if the customers are facing any problem, any problems, whom they can contact, whom they can contact. So, and also we have to understanding about how much traffic it is coming towards my application. So all these things we have to check in the maintenance. Okay. This is all about the software development team, our SDLC model it is. So anyone have any questions right now? If we have any questions, you can raise your hand, you can unmute, you can ask. Before I just move on to the next part. Could you please confirm in the chat or you can ask the question? Yes, Deepti. You can put your questions on the chat box. You can raise your hand. You can unmute. You can ask your questions. This is all 5 days is yours. You can shoot n number of questions to me. I'm here to answer, clarify your doubts. Yes, go ahead, Deepti.
Sir, can you please explain what is UX or UI?
UI is nothing but user interface. They are not going to develop the application, means they are not going to write the source code. They'll use some tools to design these web pages. How is my home page looks like, and how is my login page looks like, how is my cart page looks like. They're going to design this the kind of pages. That is what the role of the UX engineers or UX engineers, or we can say UI engineers. You look at here, it is UX means user experience. UI means user interface. Okay, these are the two interdependent terms what we can say generally. You got my point?
Yeah, sir, thank you.
Yes. Yes, there is the one more Hemant. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, is my voice audible to you?
100%.
Sir, what is the difference between UA and UX and front-end development?
Should understanding about the first what is meant by front end technologies. See, front end is nothing but, say for example, when you open any website, if any website like Amazon, or you just open the like a Meesho or any of the application going to open, what will happen, we to see that the like home page of the application. After that, you can able to see login page where we can able to see about the everything, right? See, this is nothing but my home page of the application of the Meesho, right? So now, if you want to develop this kind of web pages, for example, if I go with the women's wear, men's and kids wear kitchen here, for example, if I go to if I just go to jewelry or footwear selections here, when I click the sports shoes, you are going to get different page, right? So how you are going to get in this different page, how the page is working here. So this, whatever you can able to see that page, this page has developed by the software development team using the front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and React.js and AngularJS and Angular. They can use these different technologies. They are going to develop this application. See, this is UAE is not related to the front end. UAE is something, it is called design, which I'm talking about, user interface or user experience. So we use some tools like Adobe Dreamweaver CS69, the basically which we are going to use to design the web page, how my home pages looks like, what is the option we can give it to them. See, we have to read the SRS documentations. Based on that, we have to create the design of the application. That is what the relation between the front end and UX UI. That's it. No questions. Okay. So now, whatever we discussed so far, see, whenever you want to implement any of this application, we have to follow some methodologies, right? You may take this something, it is called as you take the methodologies. The methodologies are nothing but the something, it is called as a waterfall method. Okay. And when you talk about the agile methodologies, this is called as a agile methodologies. So this is very important again. So when you want to understanding about DevOps, we have to understanding about what is meant by methodologies. See, methodologies are nothing but a process which you have to follow whenever you want to implement something. It is, for example, if I want to reach airport, what is that route which I have to take that you should understanding about? Say, for example, if I want to reach Bangalore airport, which bus I have to take and which number I have to take. So everything which we have to understanding about every day, everything, right? The same thing, whenever you want to implement any kind of application, we have to understanding about the what is the process we have to follow it. Whether I have to start requirements gathering first, or I have to start we can see that whether I have to start the development first or we can see testing first. See, methodologies are nothing but the process, the how we are going to implement this one. It is that's what we have to understanding about it. So first thing which we have to understand about what exactly mean it is. The first option is nothing but a waterfall method. See, waterfall methodology, it is nothing but a step-by-step process. The step-by-step process means you have to follow that first requirement gathering. Then you have to go with the design team. Then we have to go development phase. Then we have to go testing phase. See, we have to follow that the step-by-step process. That means one by one we have to follow it. That's what we have to understanding about. That's what we just need to understand about the waterfall methodologies. So whenever you go to what agile methodologies are nothing but it is a continuous process, or we can say it is a iterative process. So we have to understand about the what is agile methodologies and what is mean by the DevOps, how the DevOps came into the market. Why basically DevOps came into the market, you are going to understand in a few minutes. See, when you're discussing about this, the methodologies. So what is mean by Agile is nothing but it is a continuous process. What is my? It is a continuous process. See, every application is going to divide into the, we can say nothing but modules. Like you can look at here is a project management approach that involves breaking the project into phases, emphasize the continuous collaboration and improvement. That means we are going to divide any application into the phases. Like for example, you just take a Flipkart application. The Flipkart application has divided into different phases. The first we have to understanding about the user interface module, login module. I can say module, it is nothing but a one set of requirements which we have to implement. Then cart is one module. Then we have orders is one module. Then we have payment is one module. And we have order tracking is one module. So this is something which we have to understand about the what exactly it is. See, when you're discussing about this, Flipkart, when you're discussing about user interface, login model, cart model, see, we have to follow something. It is called as a agile practices. You go to any organization right now, when you're going to select as a software developer, a software tester, or a system admin, if you go anything, every organization they're going to follow something. It is called as a agile methodology. So we have to understand about what exactly mean by the agile methodology, how you are going to implement that. That you have to understand about very clearly. See, the agile methodology is a project management approach that involves breaking the project into the phases. Now, so when you look at these images here, we can see we are going to follow something. It is called as the sprint. It is. See, sprint. It is nothing but every sprint we are going to target we are going to target something. It is called as a what is the first option. See, first I'm going to take the user interface. So every sprint has nothing but 2 weeks. I mean to say 1 to 4 weeks time it is. The maximum sprint time it is a 4 weeks. That means this task has to be complete within the 4 weeks. That is the reason. If you look at the software developers, if any one of your family members who is already working in software industry, ask them how we are going to work in a sprint. See, sprint is basically, it is a very, very important factor. So because, see, every sprint, every sprint which is understanding about how we are trying to implement. For example, in the sprint one, I'm going to take user interface. So if you look at this diagram, it is talking about this sprint, right? Sprint, it is nothing but a phase of the software development. See, first we are going to get the requirements, user stories. Then we have to go with the design. Okay. After that, we have to go to development phase. Then we are going to test the application. We're deploying the application. Again, we are going to review the application and you're going to launch. Who is going to take in the review here? We are going to take the review with the client. So if the client is got satisfied, then absolutely my product is going to be ultimate success. If the client is not happy with the product which I implement here, again I have to rework on that same application. See, that is what we have to understanding about what exactly mean by the agile methodology sprint day. See, when you look at here, every sprint, we are going to take the one requirement. See, once we're done with the UI interface, then again we go with the sprint 2 here. In the sprint 2, we'll take something it is called as a login module. Like that, until we complete this application, what we can do, we are going to keep working on this particular application. That's what we have to understanding about the what is mean by sprint it is. See, when you're just discussing about this sprint here, the basically what exactly we have to understand is nothing but sprint is very, very important for us because every application, whatever we are having, and we just need to understanding about how we are going to implement this sprint it is. See, whenever you're trying to understand about it is the continuous iterative process. Why? Because till the application is going to implement, we are going to do something it is called as a sprint. See, every sprint we have something it is called as a scrum master. So who is going to taking care of the progress of the application? See, the scrum master is responsible for to check that how the application is working or how the progress it is, what it is mean by responsible for the scrum master. For example, in your class, there is a lab. For example, you are going to study Java. For Java, you have something it is called as a Java lab. See, every curriculum we have every programming language have a lab. They will give in a day a 2 hours time for the lab setup, or we can go to the lab and we can practice the programs whatever you are going to learn. See, you might learning about the Fibonacci series or reverse of two numbers or palindrome. Those days are gone. Try to implement a small application, real-time applications, and take some like real-time example. Try to write a code for that. So that is the kind of attitude we have to build when you're studying in a colleges. So now when we go to lab, we have something it is called as a monitor, lab admin. He's whenever you are going to face any challenges, what they will do, they are going to help you, right? The same thing which is going to do that. See, this is what basically we have to understanding about the what exactly mean by the Scrum Master. Same way, Scrum Master is going to checking that what is the progress which you are going to do that. That is what basically we have to understand about what is in by Scrum Master. See now when you're discussing about this interface or login module, till the application is going to develop or we can release the application to the client, we are going to keep working on the same thing over there. See, look at this images. You take n number of images here. The same kind of activities which we are going to perform here. See here, we go for the planning, we go for the design, and we go for the testing. We go for this again, go for the delivery or the review here. That's what basically we are trying to do that, and we are going to implement this here. This is what exactly we are going to implement this. See, when we have to go with this sprint model, here we are going to face some challenges. Now, I will divide this entire software industry into the two parts. One is nothing but a dev team. Another one is nothing but a operations team. Listen carefully. We came to the conclusion. We are trying to drag the opinion about what is DevOps. Okay. Now here we have a dev team, and this is what we can call as a operations team. So when you go with the agile methodologies or when you go with this waterfall methodologies, there is something it is called it as a we just need to understand about what exactly mean by dev team and what exactly mean by the operations team. See, dev is responsible for uh, planning the application. They go for the design, and they go for the implementations. Here, when you go with the design, we have a planning, we have a design, and there is something called as a development team, and we have a testing team. See, whenever the software development team is going to develop the application, once they test the application, they are going to send the application to the operations team. Operations team responsible for the deployments and setting up the servers. And we can see that deployments, taking the servers, backups, everything they are trying to do with the help of the operations team. Now, testing team, when they're testing the application, they're testing on their laptops. See, but when you send this application to when I sent this application to the operations team, the operations team is going to deploy the application in the servers. Okay. The application, whatever it is working on my mission, it may not be work on your mission. There is some problem over there. For example, you take in a class, there is Afrin. See, Afrin is very good programmer. She has written on program. Okay. Afrin has sent the same code to the Aditya and asked Aditya to execute the program. When Aditya tried to execute the program in his mission, it is not running the application. Same program she run, it is working on her mission, but same program which she sent to the Aditya, it is not working. And what is the problem here actually? That's what we are going to face the problem. It is called as a application portability. APP, application portability. This is the first problem which you are going to face. Nothing but what are the application which you are going to develop? This application is not a portable application. Portable means you can carry application wherever you want, but it has to work as it is. So we can run the application wherever you want. It has to work perfectly. That's what we have to understand about what is meant by application portability. So whenever you go with the operations team, we have to understanding about the problem. So they'll tell that they'll tell the development team, no, there is a problem with application. You first try to fix that problem. To overcome this, what we can say here, they're blaming the dev team blaming the operations team. See, these are the kind of problems you're going to face here. To overcome all the problems, what we'll do, we require something, it is called as a DevOps. We require something, it is called as a DevOps. See, DevOps is all about it is a software development plus operations. So there are many definitions out there in the software like DevOps. The first try to understanding about DevOps is a methodology. It is not a programming language. It is not a scripting language. DevOps is nothing but it is a combination of a software development team and operations team. Why do you require this DevOps team? To build, deploy the application, the software servers, we need someone, it is called as a DevOps engineer. So I'll talk more about the DevOps lifecycle, what is DevOps, what are different tools we are going to use in the software development, like, DevOps, everything in tomorrow's session. Today, we are trying to understanding about what is SDLC, why we have to waterfall methodology, why we have the agile methodology, and what are the problems, the challenges you're going to face in the development team, operations team, to overcome the problems, whatever we are having, we have a DevOps. See, DevOps is basically going to focus three things. One is a communication and collaboration and automation. These 3 points I'll talk about in tomorrow's session. See, first one is a communication, collaboration, and automation. This we are going to perform with the DevOps, these three things that I'll talk about in tomorrow's session. Okay. So for anyone have any questions, you can raise your hand and ask. Anyone have any questions here? You can raise your hand. You can ask. No questions from anyone? Is it clear? Could you please confirm in the chat? It's clear? Yes. If it is clear, then good to close today and we'll meet on tomorrow's session and we'll see what is DevOps, what is DevOps lifecycle and how to perform the automation, why they are giving some lakhs of rupees to DevOps engineers. That we'll talk about in tomorrow's session. Okay. What exactly real-time use cases, where exactly you're trying to implement, and that is we'll discuss about in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We'll meet tomorrow. So thank you, students. Good night, all.